39th all-time meeting between these two schools, former Big East rivals, getting after it tonight. Fans rising to their feet. Two teams at 1-0, off and running in New Jersey. This will be a touchback on 1st and 10. Has plenty of time to throw. It's deflected into the air and it falls incomplete. 4 wides in the pattern. Martin Robinson, the tight end, in motion. Immediate success for the Scarlet Knights. Greg Schiano, in talking with us yesterday, Brock said this young man might throw it 60 times this Saturday night. Facing a 3rd and long. Looks and fires. That's deflected. It will fall incomplete. It's 3 and out. A solid start for the Rutgers defense. From down under, the rugby punter, end over end. And it's a fair catch made. Wimsett with time to throw, climbs up in the pocket, dives out near the 45, able to dive out for a gain of 5. 2nd and 5 for the Scarlet Knights. On the delay to Monangai. Stopped after a short gain. Gus Zelinskis with a shotgun snap. Monangai shakes the first tackler, skips past the second, and gets enough yardage for the first down to move the chains for Rutgers. 1st and 10 for Wimsett. Remember the opening drive last weekend, a 16-play gem against the Wildcats. This throw is on target, reeled in by Christian Dremel. Monangai wrapped up quickly, met in the backfield by Jacob Hollins. Short drop, sets his feet and fires. On time and on target. The connection hauled in. That's Jaquay Jackson who made the tackle.
And you're gonna see this route stop on a dime and that ball is ready. It is so tough as a cornerback in press coverage to time that route out. I mean, you have a millisecond.
Another first down completion for Wimsett. Jayshon Benjamin in the backfield, takes the handoff. Benjamin finds a crease inside the 25, dragged down just shy of the Temple 20. Offensive coordinator back in town. Paramount to the success of this team in Greg Schiano's estimation. This run play stopped shy of the 20. 2nd down and 9. Wimsett to throw. It's high and falls incomplete. Originally intended for Christian Dremel. You saw Christian Dremel down on the turf in need of some medical attention. He's made his way to the medical tent. 3rd and 9 for Gavin Wimsett. He's got Monangai in the backfield. Wimsett sets up the wide receiver screen there to Isaiah Washington. The ball bounces free. Yvonne Rigby pouncing on it.
You're gonna get a look at here, a perfect call. You get man coverage, you run the screen, and it's completed, and the offensive linemen are set up, but that ball just pops out, and Rigby able to fall right on it.
E.J. Warner and the Owls in the visiting white. Warner throws this one, makes that connection. 2nd and 10 for E.J. Warner. Darvon Hubbard in the backfield with him. Hubbard works off the left end, gets undercut. 3rd and short, the pass is complete to Ahmad Anderson Jr. E.J. Warner out of the pistol. The handoff to the hammer. Sadie, Edward Sadie, the physical, hard-nosed tailback, drilled to the sidelines there by Tyreen Powell, who made 8 tackles in the win over Northwestern.
And right tackle Victor Stoffel doing a great job of setting that edge. And Edward Sadie's a physical runner, but he lost that battle.
2nd down and 6. Stick it in the belly of Edward Sadie. Sadie brought down shy of the 30. 1 for 2 so far on 3rd down conversions for Warner. Short drop, there was a whistle though before the play.
Delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty.
Trying to convert now on 3rd and 10. Sadie in the backfield with him. Rutgers with a corner blitz. Warner throws, that'll fall incomplete. Sends this sidewinder off of a Temple player to be downed. 1st and 10 for Gavin Wimsatt. With a word there for Jayshon Benjamin. Off the play action. This pass is deflected and dropped right down to the turf. Wimsatt scanning the Owls defense. Sets his feet, slings this one to the sideline. 3rd down and 3. Owls come with the blitz. Wimsatt keeps it himself. Finds a crease. Gavin Wimsatt deep into Temple territory. 1st down yardage. He gains 17 on this one.
And how could you not? I mean, that offensive line just has to turn their shoulders a little bit, and Temple seemed to clear the way for them.
1st and 10, Scarlet Knights. Wimsatt swings it out. Beautiful timing here down the sideline. Benjamin sprinting to the pylon. Just cut down. They're going to give him on the field. Touchdown.
Left foot is in. I don't see how they could overturn this, but man, I'm happy Jayshon was able to get up. That is a hard fall. He's not able to brace himself.
After review, the ruling of a touchdown stands.
Sam Martin back deep for the Owls. This booming end-over-end kick settles into the end zone. 1st and 10 from the 25. Handoff straight ahead. Pickup of 4 makes it 2nd and 6. Warner under center. Sets his feet, launches a deep shot downfield, and this will fall over the head, incomplete, intended for the tight end Jordan Smith. 3rd down and 6. Scarlet Knight faithful getting loud. Warner throws early, and this is over the head of his target, Ahmad Anderson Jr. Back deep for the Scarlet Knights, Rashad Rochelle, who had a late fumble of a punt, muffed a punt in the 4th. Secures this one. Similar fashion to the opener, Brock, all Rutgers to start. Monangai slithers his way out to the 24. Dewan Black, the strong rush off the edge. This pass on the slant, complete.
The last time we saw him, he was fumbling the football, but boom, hesitates and gets inside leverage on that corner. And that's all Wimsatt is looking for on that slant route. The second I see your jersey cross his, I'm letting loose.
Pickup of 9, 1st down Rutgers. Washington had 4 catches last week, tied a single game best. Wimsatt on the handoff. Monangai near midfield, stopped at the 49-yard line. Monangai at the mesh point there, bouncing off of a tackler, but stopped. Sturdy work there. Once more, Jordan McGee. He and Rigby, the best of buds, 6-0. The linebacking core for Temple. The pickup of 2, they're going quick. Going quick here. There's a penalty marker down. 1st down yardage picked up by Monangai, and then some. There is a flag.
Illegal substitution against the defense. 12 men on the field of snap. The penalties decline and result of play is 1st down.
Similar fashion, the Scarlet Knights dominating in time of possession in the opening frame as they did last week against Northwestern. Handoff powered straight ahead. Jayshon Benjamin and Rutgers cruising. Sam Brown's in the backfield. Didn't play last weekend. Wimsatt will keep this one off of the left edge. Gavin Wimsatt and the Scarlet Knights deep in Temple territory to begin the 2nd quarter. A loss of 2 there brings up a 3rd down and 8.
As long as they get positive yards here, I do see this as 4-down territory if they don't get it.
The Rutgers team that's won 8 straight regular season non-conference games, tangling with Temple out of the AAC. 3rd and 8. Wimsett keeps it himself. Cracked down to the turf. Snap is high, kicks on the way. And good. Both of these teams, Rutgers and Temple, winning their season openers. Sam Martin back deep. Martin's going to let this fall in the end zone for the touchback. Temple just 26 total yards of offense. Sadie in the pistol takes the handoff here. Gets wrapped up and flung to the turf. Mayan Ahanatu always on the job on the defensive front for the Scarlet Knights. This pass will sail incomplete, intended for Zay Baines. 3rd and 6, plenty of noise. Warner flushed out. Fumble! Puts the ball down on the turf. Scarlet Knights have it surrounded. It's a wild scramble. The officials saying it's Temple football. Early stages of the second quarter. Temple trailing by 10. There was a player slow to get in off the Rutgers sideline, and a timeout was taken by the Scarlet Knights. The Scarlet Knights in their all blacks. E.J. Warner rolls. Warner puts this pass out there for Sadie. Edward Sadie diving into Rutgers territory. The handoff for Sadie. Stacked up quickly, the interior of the Rutgers defense there to meet him. 2nd and 9 for Warner. Had this pass deflected. Broken up at the line of scrimmage.
Back-to-back plays by Deion Jennings. The last play, he really set the edge and funneled the running back inside, and there he just gets on Warner before he even has a chance. He comes in untouched and able to get that hand up and get some contact on the quarterback. A little 2 for 1.
3rd and 9. Warner, quick look out there, and it's in and out of the hands of Dante Wright. This punt on the way, settled under and fair caught. On the handoff, slick tackle made inside. 2nd down and 8 for Gavin Wimsett. Ride it into the belly of Monangai. He powers across the 15-yard line. 3rd and 2. Keep it on the ground. Usually to the left side where Holland Pierce and Curtis Dunlap roam on the offensive line. They move the chains. Monangai picks up the 1st down. Scarlet Knight down, that's Tyler Needham.
2 of them.
2 of them down. Both Needham and Pierce. Wimsett on a crossing route to Washington, complete. Washington near midfield.
Holding offense number 53, half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
And we're looking at, as you see him right there, and that right arm is just way too far outside.
Pat Flaherty's back coaching the offensive line, actually coached Mike's father back then. It remains 2nd down and 20. Wimsett coming up to the line of scrimmage to adjust some blocking schemes. Sets his feet and launches this one downfield on time perfectly. A beautiful throw.
First the route. Once you get separation, it is hard to keep up with Jaquay Jackson. Beautifully delivered ball. Now look at this pressure. Wimsett knows he's going to take that hit, but he knows he has to take it in order to get that big game.
Wimsett rattled by Hay. Jaquay Jackson beating Ben Osweke for that deep play for 61 yards. Osweke was burned for a 50-yard pass last week by Akron. 2nd and 10. Wimsett, short drop. Snaps this one a little high there from the Temple 30. Plenty of time. Over the middle, that'll fall incomplete. Converted from 51 earlier. This will be a 47-yard try.
Offside. Defense number 34 with contact. High-drive penalty remains. 4th down.
After the timeout, Coach Shiano goes back to his field goal kicker, Jay Patel. This time a 43-yard attempt. The kick on the way. The students roar as it splits the uprights. Long kick here from the kickoff man, Makatomney. Darvon Hubbard is in the backfield. Hubbard off the right edge. Brought down shy of the Temple 30. E.J. Warner, quick throw, juggled and incomplete.
Who else?
E.J. Warner, Brock, doesn't take a lot of time to get the ball out of his hand.
No, he does not, but man, does Torrey make sure that the receiver gets the ball out of theirs. He's feeling it right now. He's feeling it, and on a big 3rd down, E.J. Warner knows that pressure's coming.
Warner went for his reserve tight end there, Jordan Smith. 2 for 7 so far on 3rd down conversions are the Owls in this game tonight, facing a 3rd and 7. Reese Clark motioning. Warner puts some touch on this, wide open. Nice job to reel it in on the sideline. That's Dante Wright coming in, a transfer from Colorado State, picks up 16. E.J. Warner flares this one out. This one's complete to another tight end, Reese Clark. E.J. Warner sets Wright in motion on the jet sweep. Turns a corner with a penalty marker down.
Watch Jordan Smith here, the tight end, and we're gonna see him work his way up to Melton, and I mean, it doesn't get much more obvious than that. Surefire flag.
Warner wants the screen. This is incomplete, intended for Hubbard, with another flag down. Here from referee Greg Blum.
Offense, 5 or more in the backfield. The penalties declined. 3rd down.
3-step drop. Warner skips away from pressure. E.J. Warner throws back against the grain and completes that pass into Rutgers territory, hooking up with David Martin Robinson.
And Rutgers chooses to just play coverage here. The problem with playing coverage is if that quarterback scrambles, it's more likely that someone's going to find a window.
Warner working quickly, penalty marker down.
Illegal formation, 5 or more in the backfield. Offense, 5 penalties, 1st down.
Warner with a nice pitch and catch over the middle for Martin Robinson into Rutgers territory.
Wouldn't be shocked if they go back to man.
E.J. Warner puts this one out there on time for Dante Wright. 2nd and 3. Hubbard waits for a hold. 1st and 10. Less than 4 minutes remaining in the opening half. Warner. Good protection out to Hubbard. Hubbard knocked down. Warner with a glove on the right hand. Throws behind his intended target. He was looking for Ahmad Anderson Jr. That was just off the back shoulder in the bad way.
Yes, it was, and now we're gonna see if that was because of defensive holding. Temple's surely trying to make the case for it.
Pass interference, offense, number 84, 15-yard penalty.
And long. Warner under pressure, spun around and drops. Desmond Igbinosun makes no mistake.
The nickel comes on the blitz. I tell you, they blitz from everywhere.
How about 3rd and 37?
Nothing in the
better than a
playbook.
mile.
Nothing in the playbook for that.
Warner, screen, Hubbard. Hubbard smacked down quickly by Deion Jennings. Jennings, who made 9 tackles last week, stops Hubbard. Dante Atten, very busy. Back in May of 2022, he was working a forklift back home in Australia. Heaves this punt high and directionally to the sideline. It'll be touchdown. Kirk Shiraka says he wants to call plays that are more in Wimsatt's wheelhouse. Benjamin nosing across the 15. Jayshon Benjamin in the backfield with Wimsatt, 2nd and 8. Benjamin hits the crease. Benjamin dives out near the 30-yard line. Going to be marked down at the Rutgers 29. First down, Scarlet Knights. Wimsatt out of the gun. Plenty of time. Another long shot downfield. Too strong this time for Jaquay Jackson. Those two hooked up for a 61-yarder earlier in this quarter.
And they could have repeated it there if there's just a little too much on it. I knew his arm was too strong to not at least take one shot, but I'm not going to say it's easy to complete that throw, but it is one that you need to complete.
Lone touchdown tonight. Wimsatt to Jayshon Benjamin for 33 yards. Back in the opening quarter, a couple of second quarter field goals for Jay Patel, making it 13-0. Monangai gets skinny, gets through the hole, brings it out to the Rutgers 44. Take another deep shot here.
He has a big enough arm to do it, but it has to be this play. If you're going to do it, this is your last shot.
2 wide receivers to the top of the formation. Wimsatt climbs the pocket. Now gets to the outside. Heave-ho, and away you go. Deep into the end zone. Jump ball. Knocked down by the Owl defense. That's going to do it for the opening half. The second half begins on this muggy night in the Garden State. That kickoff curls out of bounds and draws a flag. Blitz coming off the edge. Read well there by Wimsatt, and he'll give it straight ahead to Monangai. Brings up a 2nd and 6. Monangai again, bounce it outside, throws the stiff arm and roars towards midfield. Out of bounds at the Rutgers 48. Jayshon Benjamin subbing in for Monangai. 1st and 10. Benjamin cuts it back. He's chopped down by the Owl. Wimsatt takes the snap. Here comes the blitz. The pass is low. Pressure coming from Jordan McGee. No surprise. 3rd and 7 for Wimsatt. Steps away from the pressure there. Has to duck under. First punt of the night for Rutgers. Flynn Appleby had 5 kicks last week. Just shy of a 40-yard average. Punts this one nose down, end over end. Dante Wright with a fair catch. Isaiah Eiton there. E.J. Warner has Edward Sadie with him in the backfield. Warner spins this one out there, connects with Reese Clark. Clark brings it to the Temple 20. Brock, E.J. Warner was 2 for 8 in the first quarter, 8 of 13 in the second.
He was, but this is part of the reason. If you can't get that guy on the ground, I mean, he could have intercepted that thing, honestly. If you're going to cut, you got to make sure it works.
Warner throws that slant inside, and there's a flag. That pass intended for Dante Wright.
I'm sure we'll get a closer look at this, but as we sit here right now, I do not like that DPI call if that's what this is.
Said by the former defensive back.
I'm a little biased, I'll be honest.
Defense, number 10. At the spot of the foul, automatic. First down.
Let's see. Warner's throwing the ball. See, that's longer beam in coverage, so.
I agree.
Maybe confusion by the refs, I'm not sure.
On 1st and 10. Little pitch to the outside for Edward Sadie. Sadie's cutback gets him across the 30, a short gain.
And there it is right there. The referee said 10 because 10 was the number of the receiver. Longer beam was a little handsy early. You said it, Joe. I'm a DB. I still don't like the call, but I see why it was called.
2-yard gain brings up the 2nd and 8. I know that you really think highly of the Rutgers corners, Max Melton and Robert Longerby.
Think the world of them.
2nd and 8. Warner. Pitch and catch again to the tight end, Reese Clark. Ball's down. Ball bounced loose. The officials have not given the signal yet. They're marking the football.
The officials on the field ruled that progress was stopped and was driving the runner backwards. At that point, it's not reviewable. And I think Rutgers has called timeout not to challenge it, but to discuss whether it is challengeable. And this will not go to review. This should not go to review.
And that's the clarity that we needed. It's not a matter of if the ball came out, it's the whistle blew because momentum was stopped. Then it doesn't matter what happens to the ball because the play is dead at that moment. 1st and 10,
ball to Temple 40 with Jaquez Smith in the backfield off the play action. Warner with enough time off his back foot, complete to Dante Wright inside Rutgers territory. Shoelace tackle by Max Melton. Right up the gut, roaring ahead, it's Jaquez Smith. Smith tackled shy of the Rutgers 25. Smith remains in the backfield on 1st and 10. E.J. Warner sets his feet, throws the out pass there, and it's broken up. Strong defense on the perimeter by Deion Jennings. E.J. Warner faces 2nd and 10. Bouncing it outside, it's Smith once again. 3rd down and 8. On a touch pass, launched high, spinning and making the grab at Zay Baines. Jaquez Smith in the backfield. Takes the give straight ahead. No room afforded. Keontae Hamilton was in the mix to make the tackle, as well as Desmond Igbinosun. A drive that began in the Temple 13. Warner steps back inside on the quarterback keep. He's wrapped up. Warner is also on the field, split out as a receiver. Patterson, clap of the hand, the snap is low. Patterson gets to the outside. Bear hug down to the turf. Ridden out of bounds by Flip Dixon. Biggest moment of the game for the Owls. Sadie in the backfield with Warner. Plenty of time. Protection breaking down. Warner fires, deflected aside. The goal line stand turned in. Flip Dixon will alert us to the call.
There's no foul for pass interference. 1st down, Rutgers.
And yes, it is contact, but they're giving it to each other. They're going to let them play.
Joe Beninati, Brock Vereen, Tamara Brown, your announced team, shouting out thanks to all the men and women in our technical crew for all they've done throughout the past couple of days, getting us on the air here from SHI Stadium in Piscataway. Gavin Wimsick hands this one off to Kyle Monangai, straightened up quickly. Wimsick out of the gun in the Rutgers end zone. Keeps and throws and spins around his intended target. Incomplete there, looking for Johnny Langan. Ball on the Scarlet Knight 2. Run the safe play straight ahead. Launching into this one, end over end. Wright made the fair catch signal. A favorable bounce for the Scarlet Knights. This will roll to rest at the Temple 39. Low-scoring game tonight here in Piscataway. Rutgers' best quarter by far was the first. This pass is deflected, broken up there on the perimeter by Deion Jennings. Just a shade more than 5 minutes with which to work in the 3rd quarter. Handoff to Jaquez Smith, the freshman who sparked Temple. 3rd and 7. Five of 12 on 3rd down conversions. Gets it away quickly, and that's deflected aside. It's been quite the second half. Rashad Rochelle standing deep for the black-jerseyed Scarlet Knights. This end-over-end rugby punt, angled neatly to the sideline, will roll out of bounds. Greg Schiano had a great deal of respect for defensive coordinator of Temple, Everett Withers. Wimsett with Monangai in the backfield. Second down and 23. Straight ahead on the handoff, keeping the legs churning, driving out to the Rutgers 19. Monangai, very powerful, voted by his mates as a captain. Moving quickly, Wimsett fires this one complete on the perimeter to Christian Dremel. 3 receivers in the pattern on 1st and 10. 3.5 to go in the third. Wimsett with a give to Monangai. Gets the nose of the football out to the 36-yard line. Brings up a 2nd and 5. Monangai tracked down, ripped to the turf there by Darraville. Elijah Darraville. They want to get him more snaps. He keeps playing like that, he'll earn it.
Certainly. I mean, it is hard to kick out Monangai on the ground, but he's able to do it.
3rd year with Temple. There's a flag down.
Temple not able to get their guys off the field in time. They were trying to substitute. Wimsett caught them.
Illegal participation, defense, 12 on the field at the snap. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
It looked like a receiver is down on the Rutgers sideline. I can't see the number, but it is a receiver. We're going to see him when the ball comes here to the outside, and I think it's just simply landing on that side. If we'll remember in the first quarter, it looked pretty similar to that, Joe. It was just a lot of weight.
Dremel getting back to his feet now. 3rd and 4. Wimsett to throw. Sidesteps one rusher, throws low, and that's incomplete. More and more we're seeing Temple get to Wimsett. Appleby sends it on the way. Dante Wright with a fair catch. Makes it right about the 29-yard line for the Owls. Warner awaits the snap from Rodriguez. After the pickup of 5. Warner verbalizing at the line of scrimmage. Off the play action, rolls right. Downfield, this is wide of his intended target. There's a penalty marker in.
You know what's interesting is those receivers didn't know that was a pass play until late. They were blocking it first.
Defense number 16, 15-yard penalty automatic. First down.
I completely understand the frustration.
Jaquez Smith hits the hole. Smith into Rutgers territory, jogs out of bounds. Jaquez settled for 14 on the game. Warner off the pump fake, floats this one out. Complete. Ahmad Anderson Jr. grappling with Flip Dixon. 28 yards on the pickup. Handed inside to Smith. He jitterbugs down to the Rutgers 10. For the 2nd time in this half, the Owls have worked it deep into Rutgers territory. The last time they were knocking on the door, they turned it over on downs. Flip Dixon made a play in the end zone.
Yes, I was going to say, I was going to call that the Flip Dixon series. Let's see if he can have another one.
Personal highlight reel. Grant and Anderson Jr. to the bottom of the screen in the formation on 2nd and 7. Late in the 3rd. Smith. Arm tackled there. Nose of the football inside the Rutgers 10. Jaquez Smith getting the lion's share of the carries in this 3rd quarter. Heading into the student section end zone. Warner throws that quick pass deflected at the line of scrimmage. It looked like Wesley Bailey had his hand up. E.J. Warner sets, throws, Touchdown! He finds Dante Wright.
You're going to see right up here on an in cut that firm plant outside.
Camden Price for the point after. Smacks it through. Van Eckeren hits this one. Fair catch signal made.
Guys, while observing Christian Gemmel both times that he went into the medical tent, I noticed he's been holding his right rib area. Something to keep an eye on if he does go back into the game. But right now, they're just testing his range of motion, lifting both arms and one arm at a time.
He'll throw. Put this one on the money for Jaquay Jackson.
Great route by Jackson. Great route. Slams in. Once he gets that corner on his heels, he whips back out. And of course, a perfectly delivered ball by Gavin Wimsatt. This is the aggression that I hope to see for the rest of the series. You got Temple on their heels.
That was good for 18 for the transfer from California, PA. The Division II, Pennsylvania, Western University, California. $5 if you can give me their nickname. Monangai near midfield. Sets this one in the belly. And off and running. It's Monangai with legs churning inside the Temple 35. Kyle Monangai means business now.
He just gets to that second level so quickly. But it's not possible without your receivers blocking. Effort, effort, effort. Every single yard matters.
Isaiah Washington 14, Rashad Rochelle 8. Paving the way for that pickup of 18. Rutgers moving smartly. Keep it on the ground. Powerful effort once more from Monangai. 5'9", listed at 210. Over 100 on the day and evening for Kyle Monangai. 103 to be specific. Flashing into the second level. Monangai, first and goal for the Scarlet Knights. It has been all number 5 on the last few plays.
Look how long Wimsatt holds that mesh point, making sure that, the guy coming in being responsible can never be right.
Add 19 for Monangai, going right back to work. Heading towards the goal line, stopped just short. Last man off the pile, Jordan McGee, getting help from Trey Thomas.
Alex Odom just did not have a chance there. Gavin Wimsatt fooled him, and he fooled him good.
Monangai stays in the backfield. Handoff to Monangai, and he thumps his way to the touchdown. A very impressive response.
Gavin Wimsatt, and of course the running back we see here, Kyle Monangai. He just does not give up. He is play to the whistle personified.
Jayshon Benjamin in the backfield with Wimsatt. Early stages of the fourth. Dump it out there quickly. Sniffed out well, though. The Owls have awakened in the second half. But Rutgers, though, after being tested by the right touchdown, they respond with their own scoring drive. E.J. Warner out of the gun. Warner, known for his quick release, floats this one, deflected and picked off! Intercepted by Shaquan Loyal. Loyal racing down the sideline, chucked out of bounds. It was Loyal who had the 43-yard interception touchdown to help Rutgers with a win last season.
E.J. Warner just putting too much air on this flag route. Just too much.
Short field now for Rutgers. A chance to drop the hammer on Temple. Wimsatt will keep it, take it around the edge and get stacked up. Shy of the Temple 5. Washington in motion. Wimsatt again lowers his head into the teeth of the Temple defense. Third and goal. Looking for insurance now. Wimsatt on the fade to the corner. Twisting, turning effort, incomplete. Jay Patel, who's converted from 51 and 43 today. Kick on the way, a low liner. piercing through the uprights. This one's driven deep and through the end zone by Jude McAtomney. Let's see how Warner processes things now. On the handoff to Sadie, Sadie gets crunched. Brings up a 2nd and 9 with 9.5 to go in the 4th. Warner down the middle, throwing that one into triple coverage. It's incomplete for David Martin Robinson. Trying to put up a force field now. 3rd and 9, here come the Scarlet Knights in the blitz. Floated out there, hangs in the air, and it's knocked down incomplete.
A big hit on E.J. Warner. Look at this pressure. Again, when you trust your cornerbacks in coverage, you are not afraid to let loose a clean hit, a legal hit, a smart hit, and you better believe Max Melton will get it done.
Atten set to punt. Rugby style from down under, end over end, and fair caught by Rashad Rochelle. Monangai slipping and sliding, working his way across the Rutgers 40. 2nd and 4. Hitting the gap. Into the 2nd and 3rd level, Monangai cyclones his way down to the 32.
You see what I mean? It is impossible to get this man on the ground. His center of gravity. Just watch this. Watch how many guys he just bounces off of. Runs through one tackle, makes a guy miss. Number 12 cannot get it down. Then he spins 7, 12. How many numbers can you throw out there?
Nearing the midway mark of the 4th. Wimsett might as well stay with the hot hand. Short gain here. Gavin jumping up to tell the lineman. A new sequence. Brown wrestled down quickly. Wimsett finds Brown wide open. Sam Brown sprinting in and chopped down to the deck by Taiwan Francis.
They all know the Sam Brown story. Nobody goes with him. I mean, twice now Temple has let us swing loose.
Moving quickly. Nose of that football getting close to the goal line.
They want a Sam Brown touchdown. The whole stadium wants it.
Wimsett for Brown. Goal line, touchdown. Sam Brown. Pats on the back, high fives, attaboys.
They're so happy for him.
Sam Brown. Jay Patel through the pyrotechnic smoke for the extra point try. On its way and true. Rutgers 29. E.J. Warner rallied to Temple back to within 13-7, but since then, Rutgers has gone to a different level. 1st and 10 with 5.5 to go. Warner going through his possessions. He's picked off. E.J. Warner intercepted by Jordan Thompson.
We got corners getting sacks. We got DNs getting interceptions. Everything is possible.
Scarlet Knights stay on the ground. Hokies come to town for the Scarlet Knights for the first time since 2003. Bursting loose, Al-Shadi Salam. Taken down to the Temple 12. 4 minutes to go in the 4th. Salam skips past one, then gets drilled on the sideline, and the flag comes in. Referee Greg Blum.
After review, number 23, the defense, committed a foul, personal foul for targeting.
Quick. 2nd and goal. Al-Shadi Salam not going anywhere this time. 254 yards on the ground this evening for the men in the black jerseys. Al-Shadi Salam, touchdown. Making it look easy from 5.
A bunch of big guys on the ground in front of you. Now, it was a nice little 1-2 there.
Boot on the way is perfect. Another long-range kick on the kickoff from Jude McAtomney. 23 unanswered points for the Scarlet Knights. 2:17 left in this one. Out of the backfield for Darvon Hubbard. Hubbard gets lassoed there. Warner down the chute, completes to David Martin Robinson. 100 seconds left in this one after the pickup of 19. Warner going deep. That one hangs in the air a long time. They were wrestling for it. It falls incomplete. You play defensive back against Dante Wright. What would you do to cover him, to guard him?
Pray.
Double move here from Dante Wright, just off of his outstretched hand. Goes to the top of the formation now with 90 seconds left.
Probably go back to him.
Clap of the hands from Warner. He'll fire complete there to the reserve tight end Jordan Smith. Dragged down, so it's 4th down. Handoff, Hubbard bounding off of tacklers. Warner fires. Just coming out of the route there was Zay Baines. He never saw the football. Jump ball for Baines. Double teamed on the sideline. That incomplete.
Or else they're going to call defensive pass
number
interference.
25. 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic. First down.
Amonkwah, you have to turn your head, and that's a teaching moment there. You can jump with them, you can make contact with them, but if the referee doesn't see you attempt to locate the football, it will be a flag every time.
Waning stages of the 4th, final minute. E.J. Warner throws over the middle to the back of the end zone, too tall. With 50 seconds left. Protection breaking down, he's drilled. This is 3rd and 10. Warner over the middle on a crossing route, and it's dropped. 4th and 10. Warner over the middle into traffic. Knocked down.
Your defensive coordinator described your unit as violent, and I saw that is exactly how you guys played tonight. What did you see out there?
I seen the same thing, communication, violence, and just swarming to the ball, the whole defense, you know. That's just how we practice and that's how we play.